Oh God. I keep forgetting that she said that
It's
shit.
so weird. It's so new. All right. And I'm recording Audacity.
Oh wait. Oh no. Oh no, we're good. We're
Oh,
good.
we are? All right. Can you hear me? I can hear you fine. Yeah. This is Dakota with Keep It 100. Evdoxia, you're the
Oh, God.
best. Thank you. I think Chorcy almost puked into his mic.
I'm so sorry. Just edit that out. We're fixing the post. We're fixing the
Fix it
post.
to post.
All
Fix
right.
it to post.
Ready?
No, we don't. Sometimes we tell her to keep them in.
It's better that way. That's okay. None of those will make it in. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
See if this episode works.
2, 1.
Good afternoon. This is the Daily Drive with NPR Music. Today in Benghazi. I don't know what happened to Benghazi. They just hired me to do this.
I don't know. You started real Asian for some reason. It was very quick and like.
Oh, we're gonna edit that part out for sure.
I was like, "What are you doing? Why is this happening?"
I don't know what I was trying to do. Welcome back to Keep 100 with Dakota and Chorcy. It is a pleasure to have you here. I'm Dakota.
I'm Chorcy.
And today we're going to talk about everyone's favorite subject, customers. We're going to talk about how the customer is always right. And no matter what anyone else says, it is your utmost duty to make sure the millionaires and billionaires keep making money and that you don't get to go on breaks, because that's the way the world's supposed to work. That's what the natural chain of evolution has led us to.
Sorry, I started thinking about that TikTok that I sent you, or that man said that a 2 weeks notice. It's just a joke.
Bro, I was doing that in college. Like, I would realize hey, I realize I didn't tell you this, but I have something going on. Like, the schedule would come out, like, oh shit, I forgot to tell them I need this off. So I'd still tell them a week in advance, like, yo, I can't make this day. And they'll be like, well, you have to work. We scheduled it for you. And I was like, okay, I'll go home right now. And they're like, fine, Dakota, you can get it off. I'm like, thank you. Like, I was just ready to I don't want to deal with this. I'm just gonna leave. Like, I would just scrap the rest of my shifts in a job. Like, you're gonna make my life kind of inconvenient right now, knowing I could just say, hey, I'll try to pick up a shift. I'll just be like, yeah, okay, I'll just quit if you don't give it to me. And that definitely equates to TikTok you watched.
Yes, because that's the thing. Like, most of us, we have our jobs because we realize that we need to pay for shit. But most of us who are working, or the jobs that we're at, we could definitely make the same amount of money somewhere else. And everyone is always hiring.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, for me, there are not a lot of competent managers, like retail managers. There just aren't.
Mm-hmm.
So finding another retail management job is fairly easy for me because I have an adequate skill set with some extra bonuses. And I have a very easy way to prove it because of my stage management background. So it isn't just like, oh, I'm pulling shit out of thin air. It's like I have physical, like, kind of hard proof evidence. Like, I can do this.
Yeah.
But it also makes me dangerous because I know my worth, which means, bitch, I will walk out and make, I almost said his name. I almost said the owner's name of the company I work for right now.
Put him on blast. We'll tag him in the ad.
I'll make you come down into this little Indianapolis little store and start scooping this ice cream your damn self. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Like, that's the craziest thing. Like, I remember just my first jobs in college, because I only worked one job in high school. I knew the manager on a personal level, so I wasn't gonna do that because my family. But in college, bro, you're not gonna talk to me like this. You think I give a shit about the attrition rate at Kroger? You think I want to live this job forever? Like, when I told them, I remember, oh my God, I forgot about this. So I only worked there for 4 months. Bad. I just got so mad, bro. I was working at Kroger my freshman year, right? And I think I've told on the podcast, I worked there. I do work there. Most of the time I hid the blue milk crates. Yeah. In the dairy fridge. I would just kind of build a fort out of those. And I would hide in the milk and just be on my phone. 4 hours just in the milk. I'd be cold as hell. Like, damn, I should do something. Didn't. Anyway, when I had to
Jesus.
leave because like, the term was over and I did the on-campus housing, I asked, I was like, oh, is there like a transfer thing? Because I'm be living back at my parents' house in Northwest Ohio. So where I could just like transfer there for the summer. And they said no. And they're like, oh, we don't have that available yet at our location. First, I don't know what that means. Like,
Because
it's just,
I'm
it's
not
just, I'm
working at
just,
your location.
it's like, oh, we don't have that available at our location. Like, all I'm asking is just send, like, if they can hire me and I'll come back. I'm essentially just asking for, the summer off. And they were trying to convince me to stay for the summer. And I was like, where would I live? Like, I don't have like, well, I'm sure like you can figure it out. I just need to stay because we were planning on having you these shifts. I was like, yeah,
Did
this
you
is my
talk
2
to me?
weeks. I was like, this is my 2 weeks notice. Like, I move out on
This
this day. I was like, I move out of the dorms on this day. This is the day before I move my last day. Like, this is a ridiculous
like
conversation.
this conversation, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
From this minute, it is 3:26 p.m.
That's
You
pretty
have
much
2 weeks.
that's pretty much how it went. I was just so like flabbergasted. I was like, is this really what you're trying to do right now? I was like, you think I'm gonna be homeless and working for Kroger? Like, what do you think I'll be able to do? You want me to quickly scrounge for an apartment? Hell no. It was just insane. Like, I've heard so many horror stories from like these huge corporations of just like the total, like, I don't know if ignorance or just stupidity and naivety of like what they think their employees will do for the company. Like, as I tell people all the time, it's like, bro, do not kill yourself for a job ever. Like, I just got mad again. I got something that was fucking 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
That's okay.
Um,
I've only ever walked out of one job and like not completed the 2 weeks notice. And that was at the movie theater. So I was an assistant manager making $10 an hour, which woof.
insane.
Woof.
$2 above the city minimum wage as an assistant manager.
Oh, it was less than that because minimum wage in Ohio was $8.25.
Oh yeah, because that's like how much I got paid at Kroger.
Versus like Indiana, they robbing people here. Like you get $7.25 and that's it. And like that's bullshit. Anyway, and it was because like my boss, man, like my general manager, I'll never forgive her for this. So me and another like manager is in there doing inventory, but my GM is supposed to be the one that closes the business that night.
Mm-hmm.
And so she wasn't feeling well, from my understanding. And at one point, I get a radio from the other manager, Cassie, who was like, "Hey, so Carolyn just walked out." And I went, "What?" And sure enough, like my GM had just walked out the building, didn't tell nobody. And like we had cameras where we could see like the manager's cars that were parked in the back. She was gone. And so I kept trying to like be calm, kept trying to, but I remember radioing to Cassie like, "This might be it," because I already turned in my notice.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like a week into it, and I'm like, this might be it. Like, y'all may not see us like see me again. And
The royal
so I'm like,
us.
I'm going around and I'm like, I'm talking to the staff. Like, I'm letting the bartender know, I'm letting like, the ushers know, like, this might be my last day, y'all. And I'm like, I'm trying to calm myself, and by going around and telling everyone this shit, I'm just making myself angry.
Yeah, because you're like, because now you're like, I've been telling people it's gonna be embarrassing when I show up tomorrow. Thought you gonna quit, Jorsey. Thought you gonna leave.
And I think a part of it was because I had a small hope that she like had just driven off for a break and was going to come back. And so when she didn't come back and we were forced to stay and close like past our hours without, and the thing is, even she would have just talked to us and been like, are you okay if I go? Like, I'm not feeling well. Like, I'd have been more than happy.
Yeah,
but you just left without communicating to us. And so I ghosted her by leaving my keys on her desk. And I just never showed up. And at the time, I was in a relationship too. And this is my first serious relationship. So like I wanted to spend every waking moment with this motherfucker as is. Over $10 an hour, bitch, please. I don't give a fuck. I do not care.
Oh, that is so. I bet it's that like a bewildered anger. It's like, I know she didn't. I know she can be right back. Oh, she better be right back.
I
And then
can't
when
believe
you
this
know,
bitch
it's like,
did.
yeah, dude, that is
Uh,
insane.
I mean, I luckily I have never had an employee I have worked with, like I was managing, walk out on me,
Mhm.
like as a assistant manager or as a store manager. I've never had an employee walk out on me. But I've definitely seen it to other managers of the same location I've been working at, which, you know, it depends on how you treat your employees, right? Like they're
Oh,
willing to stay
100%.
if you're a good manager, but
Or
if
at
you're
least
rude, you're
give you a warning.
disrespectful. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Um, and there's been a couple people, to be honest, I've encouraged them to resign, not because they were bad employees, but because they wanted to do other things. They were just so unhappy.
Hmm.
And I was like, no, like you should not stay here and just be miserable, especially if you have something else lined up. There's something else you want to pursue. I want to see you thrive. I want to see you do what you want to do. This business will always be okay. And if they're not okay, they probably didn't deserve the labor you were giving them to begin with off of what little pay they were offering you.
Hmm. And that's
Then there's moments like the man who looked at me in my face when he bought a family size of ice cream and said he was going to think about me while he was eating it. It just makes me question. It's probably why I don't want to be in like retail or like
mhm.
customer service, like front facing customer service anymore. Cause I've been through some shit.
Dude, I believe it. Oh, that's like I don't even know how to react to that. Like, I'm gonna think what you let us eat it. I'm like, please don't.
Mhm.
I'm like, I'm gonna call the cops right now. Get on my story.
Exactly. And I was by myself. Like I was an opening shift and I was by myself. This man said this to me, and I'm like,
He
I
better
don't get
kill
paid enough
you.
for this. Like I
That
don't.
is psychopath behavior.
Well, I think my clientele at my current job is also very entitled. This is the same place where a lady literally started snapping her fingers because I wasn't responding quick enough to her. Like I was a dog, and it's like, again, I will burn you to the ground. Like I will watch your body just turn into ashes. Don't don't do this, ma'am. You already too close to death as is. I will push your ass over. I will make sure you meet like some Mortal Kombat type of ending, like flawless fatality bullshit. Don't do this. You don't want this.
That reminds me with this PA gig I got off of. I didn't get yelled at, but I got told by my boss afterwards not to do what I did because somebody, it was another like person in the crew was giving me attitude. Like, because I was running the check-in, I straight up just went like who are you like looking around? Like, who are you talking to? Like, looked over my shoulder in this man's face. Like, who are you talking to right now? I know it's not me. My boss like was like, Dakota, stop.
The only reason your boss said stop was because they thought that was funny. And it was like,
It was like because it was like the crew of like grips. So three of them walking in and one of them giving me attitude, and I'm just like, doing that to him in front of his buddies. Like, yo, I'm not afraid of you. What are you gonna do? Fight me because you gotta take a COVID test, dude? It's in the fucking policies you signed up for. Like I'm all for workers' rights, but some people that like I've worked with, I'm like, yo, you're a fucking idiot. Leave me alone.
yeah, exactly. That's okay. At the escape room, the we just talked about this recently. Um, the multiple guests who accused me of being racist.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one. I remember that one.
I don't think I've told the story in the podcast. Most people know it though. So long story short, had a black family who came in and did one of the rooms, and they were very, very unhappy. Uh, they did one of the hardest rooms, so they did not get out. Most of them had never done a room before.
And do like contagion, right? Am I not allowed to say that?
Uh,
Bleep.
yeah.
Bleep.
Replace that with bleep.
Bleep. What mark is that? Like 212, I think. No, it's 1412. I'm looking at
We'll
Bill.
fix it in the post. We'll fix it in the post.
We'll fix it in post.
That'll actually get fixed in post.
We'll start this
Maybe not.
over.
Or leave this in. I don't know.
Yeah.
Leave this in, but put the bleep back. I don't
We'll
know.
figure it out.
So they were doing a harder room, right? And they were upset they didn't get out, whatever. I think that actually showed up late, so they also didn't get the full time, something like that. It was very weird. Um, Oh no, sorry. It was a part of it started with an overcharge issue when they were trying to like cash out their checks for all their alcohol they got, and then they went into the room and someone got charged like what they thought was one check too much, but they had actually been charged proper amount. Whole ordeal. Then they said that my assistant manager was being rude and disrespectful, whole 9 yards, right? So at the end of the experience, none of them got out. They left very huffed, puffed, was upset. And then they went online and called one of my staff members garbage and like posted on TripAdvisor for everyone to see, like with that person's name in the review. Still infuriates me to this day. And so they called me asking about like, can I get a refund? And I was like, well, see, here's the deal. I'll give you like a free experience to try it again because I understand you had a bad time. We want to make this right for you, but you have to change that review. And I'm not even saying to like up the star count. I'm saying you cannot name drop my staff like that and call them trash. That doesn't help them learn. That doesn't help them grow, right? We're trying to be a business in which we are forming future leaders. We are forming, hopefully future business owners. And that type of criticism isn't constructive. That's destructive. That's just harmful. That's rude. And you going online and bullying my staff is not acceptable. So they accepted that offer at first that they would just change it to not have a name. And then the head honcho, if you will, called back and was like, yeah, actually I talked to my family. They said they're not going to change it. I was like, okay, then you're not getting shit.
Yeah, you're not going to bully my employees and think I'm just going to bend over backwards for you.
So then they were like, well, I really want my money back. I was like, you're not getting it. You're not getting your money back. That's not what was offered you to begin with. What I said was you can get a free experience when you change the review. You didn't change the review, so you ain't getting shit. You're not getting shit from me, right? And at one point during like this couple of days, which we're having this hustle, 3 or 4 family members kept like regularly calling the escape room. So like opening, mid, close, it didn't matter. They were just to the point that basically it was getting considered to be harassment, right? And so at one point in which when I talked to them, they were like, can I talk to a manager? And I'm like, well, I am the manager. This is my store. I'll handle it. So then they wanted to talk to an ownership team, and I wouldn't give them their contact information because I was like, this is my store. This is an issue you have with my staff. You talk to me about it. Mm-hmm. It doesn't concern the ownership team. This is my store and my staff. You talk to me. So then they went online. I mean, the information is on a website, so they can find the email address fairly easily, which is what they did. So they emailed both owners and myself into it. And at which point they wrote this long email about how they felt like they were disrespected because they were Black, yada, yada, and accused me of being racist. So one thing that's very interesting about the situation is that Chorsey doesn't read Black. It just doesn't for most people. Most people don't hear that name and think a Black person. But the only Chorseys that I know that aren't family related, like that aren't family, both are Black men. The other 2 Chorseys that I know of are both Black men. One was a preacher and one is hood as fuck. So like 2 very different, not me, Chorseys. But still Black men.
And you're like, I'm Chorsey, I work in escape room.
Yeah. And so I think they assumed because of my customer service voice and because of like how professional I am and all that I was most likely a white woman, because that's typically what I get is that people think I'm a white woman. And so, yeah, they truly was like, yeah, like we hope we didn't have such a negative experience because yada, yada, because we're Black. And then at one point, so then my owner responded and was basically like, we're going to report you to the authorities because you're being rude or disrespectful and you're being abusive and harassing. Oh, and also, by the way, our store manager happens to be a Black person. Not that that's important or anything, but figured you'd like to know that.
The person you were calling all the time and was talking to you is also Black. And were you there for it? Were you there during the event? When they were like,
not when the room ran.
You were there for the lounge.
Yeah.
Can we use that word? Is that too?
Yeah, that's fine. No, it's fine.
Okay.
And so like, and then they got upset because then they emailed us back and were saying that I stated that, because this is what happened. So they had actually spoken on the phone with the owner because it got so far out of my hand. I was like, y'all have to take this. And so in the email before the owner responded to them, they had stated that I had accused or that I had said I was going to report them to the authorities and had cited X, Y, and Z codes. And I was like, I don't know that shit to be reading off like police codes and being like, I'll report you for this, this, and this. But
Like,
they had gotten it twisted and confused because again, they assumed that it was all just me, even though my name and the owner's name, whether you went with the husband or the wife, it's nowhere near each other, other than the fact
yeah,
that the husband's name is 2 syllables.
I don't remember anymore.
But that's
But
about it.
still,
Like,
but all three names are very like distinct from each other.
and we have very distinct different voices.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I
Yeah.
would not say I sounded like either of them. I don't think I sound like anyone else.
Mm-mm. No,
But especially like my customer service voice is very distinct because it's very Disney cheese and like it's an actor choice is what it is.
it's
It's
very
just
tour guide.
yeah.
Yeah,
I just
so nuts.
I truly I think because that was around their initial shutdown and people were just very emotionally charged because this is when a lot of conversations about racism were happening.
Mm.
We're having riots downtown and all that, and people. It is very much like in our face. It's not conversations that people could hide from or ignore anymore. So I think,
Yeah.
unfortunately, I truly believe there were a lot of people of color who were using the guise of racism to get whatever they want. And I'm not saying that every single person does it, but there are enough that makes the conversation more difficult to be had. Because when you just every time something doesn't go your way, if you say, oh, it's because of racism, it actually takes away from when there are actual racist intentions.
Mm.
Um, and I spent a good majority of my time as a store manager at that escape room being like, this is not racist. Okay. Like, I had another set of guests who came in and saw had a price card that I had created. So the one gave the price of the 60-minute adventures, and then the backside gave the price of the 90-minute adventure. And so they flipped it on one side, and one side is like gold and tan and brown. The other is like blue, gray, black, and white. And so they looked on one side, flipped it over to the other, and said, oh, like, is this the racist pricing? Is this like the black people pricing? Even though like it says at the top like what it's for.
That's so like, how would you even? Was it a joke, or they just
No.
straight up like, wow, you like this is for? Because I think I can know the name, so I could see
And
where it would come from. That's so like, how kind of like, I don't know, ignorant do you have to be to believe like, oh wow, they're really doing this? Like, you think you got a gotcha on people that someone's be that openly racist an escape room price?
I don't even think that they believe that we were being racist. It's the fact that I can say you're racist to get what I want.
Mm.
Because it's easier for you to give in than for you to fight and prove. Because only people who try to fight and prove they're not racist are typically racist. So it's a smart psychological play had I not been the manager at the time. Like, if it was anyone else who was there, maybe it would have worked. But that's like looking at me and be like, Chorsey, why are you homophobic? How?
I ask you that all the time.
How? Make it make sense. Please. I would love for you to make it make sense. Like, how does that work? Truly, it's just do you like okay. You worked in dining services at OSU, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you remember? I don't know if this happened because you worked at Kennedy?
Yeah.
You worked at KCOM?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was Moco, which was like
Yeah.
the worst of the three.
I liked Moco because they always had sandwiches and burgers. Like, they always had a chicken sandwich, and like Kennedy had like their stupid ass like varying meals, like, which is nice, but like it's like, if I would want a chicken sandwich, I'm gonna go to Moco because also right by the Drake.
Yeah, that was nice. Although once I switched and started doing that like Asian bistro bullshit, where it was like get this weird BB Bop bowl before BB Bop was really a thing.
Oh, at
You know, it's like the C store.
C store. Yeah, those are pretty good though. But it's
It
like that's the only option though.
it was good, but I was upset because I was there. So like, I'm old, but like my first year when there was actually chicken sandwiches and hamburgers being made there. It's like,
Yeah.
so do I want a double cheeseburger with bacon or do I want this healthy fufu shit?
Yeah.
Like I didn't come here for no rice and carrot sticks. Like I want
a good old high burger.
I I want to feel the cholesterol. That's what I came here for. I was not happy about that.
I want to feel my heart pound just a little bit harder when I'm eating
Little,
this.
the stuka. The honky tonk banana. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, you gotta listen to the song. It's wild. At least just listen to the first like 30 seconds, then you're good. I haven't actually listened to the song. Listen to the first 30 seconds.
You don't got it.
You got to do it. Anyway, I was bringing up Moco Noco KCOM because wait, did you still have Noco when you were there? North Commons?
No, I think Scott was being built.
Oh, the big like 2-story one.
Yeah, that thing was being built when I came.
Damn, that bitch is beautiful.
It's super nice.
Yeah, super nice. Anyway, so there was a there was a day. So we were doing, how we had our problematic, like it's this area of the world food nights at Moco.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it was Asian night, and so they were making the General Tso's chicken, but I had gone downstairs like into like the lower kitchen area, and like the adult chefs were like pulling out this chicken, bro. And I swear to God, it was like a can, right? And on the label, it was in quotation marks CHICK''N. And that word was in quotation marks. Like they couldn't even say it was chicken. And like it was branded as like quotable chicken.
Do you know if it was like actual, like they were saying that because like, yo, there's meat in this, but it ain't chicken, or do you know if it's like a vegan option? Actually, you know what? But I don't know if knowing dining service at the time and knowing Ohio State as an institution, it's probably just cheap ass, not real chicken. It's probably like feet and shit. Like I don't trust Ohio State enough as an institution to believe that, to give them benefit of the doubt in any situation ever. I will never give OSU the benefit of the doubt. Yo, that was probably fake ass food.
It was 100% fake ass chicken.
It's like, yo, this is 100% dog food. Like, y'all gonna eat it? Just put some sauce on it. You ain't gonna know. You'll be all right.
Because it was the bites for the General Tso's chicken. So like that's the worst part. Was like it's just covered in sauce. Like, do you really know what you're eating,
bro?
Also, after working at Moco, I definitely did not want to eat at Moco.
Yeah, that's the thing about working at like OSU dining service. Like, I'm gonna eat food that's being prepped in front of me. like I want to know what this is.
I want to know, like, the when you see a man scratch his nuts and then continue cooking your food, it changes your output online.
Bro, I saw a mouse one day at work. I so I was like, yo, I just saw a mouse back there. Like, yo, it's all right. I'm like, it's all right. I'm gonna clock out. And I left.
It's all right. Listen, I need like those counseling and consultation services. I can't do this. I'm like, stressed.
I know for a fact that was not Remy. This is not. This ain't Ratatouille.
Oh my god, this ain't a cartoon, my dude. Y'all can't be having rats back here, bitch. This ain't Fear Factor.
I was like, I'm not doing this today. Oh, I remember. Damn, speaking of Kennedy, like it was Thursday was always like chicken tenders and like mashed potatoes, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the amount of people, like it was always, people love the chicken tenders because like it's chicken tenders. So like the fryer was always going. always busy when I was on the grill. And people would try like hassle me. They was like, "Oh, can I get another one?" I was like, "No." Like, I was like straight done. So there's so many people like, "Come on, man, for me." And like we straight up like, "Yo, I don't know who the fuck you are. Just keep moving." Like a part of me is like, "Hey, they're also college kids. Just let them be." But I was like, "I'm a college kid, and they're bothering me. Like, you're making my job harder. Quit arguing with me. Get in the back of the line." Because I know
I
you're gonna
just
come back
started.
anyway. Yeah.
I just started taking it. Like every time you ask, you get one less chicken tender, and then I just eat it in front of you, or you
Or
just put it in the plate to the person like two behind them. Like, you can get this now. That'd have been me. Did you ever work those like steak nights?
I think I worked one steak night.
Was it hell? Because I feel like
I
it'd
might have. I
be
think I
hell.
worked a day shift. It was always hell. For everybody else, and it was like, and it was like those like, like the amount of points you get for calling off is always double on steak night. Oh, I
Oh
worked. Oh
yeah.
shit, I worked a steak night. Oh, maybe I worked more than one steak night, and I also worked like a Thanksgiving
Oh,
too.
the Thanksgiving feast thing they would do.
Yeah, it's kind of cool because I just straight up just take a whole pie home, which is kind of cool. but but I remember like I'd call off like, "Yo, I can't make it." Because like, but whether it was a genuine reason, I think once was a genuine reason. They're like, "Well, that's gonna be like 6 points. Like, you might be fired." And I was like,
No
"Robbie, I
chance.
have 10 points right now. Like, I know this shit is fake." He's like, "You couldn't say anything." I was like, "I'm not gonna make it, but I am sorry, and I'll be there." I think it just left early instead. Oh, that's what it was. I think I had an event, and I just left early before like steak night actually hit. But I was like,
Okay.
because like we've talked about this, so it's like your roommate who had like X amount of points. It's like once you hit six, because you always that feels like, "Oh fuck, I'm gonna be fired," and you realize dining services attrition rate is so high.
Yeah, buddy.
Like that's why like I think like I had so many friends from dining services because I worked there for like 2 years. To just have like the regulars, because like the amount of like training classes I would see for like almost everybody wash out in like a month or two was just insane. The attrition rate was crazy. But like we're just tell my manager's like, "Oh, these points are fake." He's like, "Yeah, kinda." And like you're good at your job, so no one's gonna fire you.
Yeah,
Like
that's all it takes.
everyone wanted me to be a lead, but I was like, I don't want to get stuck here. And then
Bitch, I'm not trying to grow.
yeah, you want me to stay and grow in dining services? I mean, you can't say shit. You were a manager. Were you? But
Well, not at dining services. Oh, at the time. Yeah.
weren't you assistant manager at dining services? Or just a lead?
Hell no.
Why did I think you were? I think I'm just so used to you being a manager in every job you get of you just rising
Dining
rank.
services was also my first job I ever had. But no, my one of my best friends was my manager.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
Yeah. So I met him at work because he only ever managed one shift of mine.
Hmm.
And then like Thomas was who's like one of my friends at the time, had apparently invited him up to my dorm. So I walked in and there's just this random nigga just on my couch. And I'm like,
Who is this again?
Maxon.
That's what I thought. I was about to say
And I was like,
Maxon.
who the fuck are you?
In his work polo and hat.
Well, no, like he was
No,
like
I figured.
Maxon knew how to dress. And I was like, so what's with this classy nigga just sitting on my couch? Like, you don't belong. You one of these things is not like the other. And I was very confused why he was there. And because Maxon had, or not Maxon, Thomas had a bad history of just having people appear, including sometimes himself, when I really just didn't want them there. Like there was one day I wanted to fight Thomas and Ben, because it was around a time when the white and gold or blue and black dress
Oh
debacle.
God.
So I was working at student safety services, right? So I'm working 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. or 8 p.m. to 3 a.m. And then boy still has 8 a.m. classes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I get home and it's a rough shift for whatever reason. And they are in the common area. Like the moment I opened the door, because I live in the mall, I open the door, right? You get in the common area,
Yeah.
and they're like, Chorsey, what color is this dress? What color is this dress? I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Get out my face. Like, I will shove this phone down your fucking throat and make sure you stop breathing. I don't care. I go fuck what color it is. Like, it is 3 o'clock in the morning. You don't even live here.
Get your ass a
Take
bit.
your ass home. And you get your ass into bed. You got everybody up because you want to be loud about this dumbass dress. God, I was so irritated. So fucking irritated. I wanted to strangle the both out of them. I will admit, student safety services was probably one of the happier jobs I had because it wasn't customer service based.
Yeah, just you driving around at night doing nothing.
Yeah,
I guess I don't know how much you had to do, but
I mean, we did like our like patrol, like checking a certain areas, make sure there weren't any like bodies or usually just like sleeping college kids like hidden anywhere. People get drunk and they like to play hide and go find my body, which is a real fun game sometimes. Although it was one night was really rough because it was the night it was reported that Costa, I don't even remember the football player, Costa, Kosta, was missing.
Oh, yeah.
And then they found his body in like
that.
Was that on Norwich or was that in that back alley? They found his body in like a dumpster,
That's
right?
that's what I thought. I think it was a back alley. Like,
yeah.
I thought it was a dumpster thing. Yeah.
And I was like,
Oh,
okay,
I remember that. That was
that's rough.
I think I think I was still in high school when that happened. Yeah, because this is what you're like one of your first 2 years of college, right?
It was my sophomore year.
Yeah, that's right. So my senior year. I think I'd already accepted or just applied. So it's like watching Ohio State news even more than I already did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't deal with many. I mean, we gave people rides when, that's what we're supposed to do. We're the escort service to give people rides when it needed to happen.
Y'all are escort service?
Man, I
would have made so much more money.
I would have, I'd have fucked every guy there. Including the one who apparently wanted to fuck me but didn't tell me.
Shame.
That's okay. He's now married to his husband.
Good for him.
No. I mean, yeah, I guess.
Like I was like, good for him. I was like, you said no. Oh no.
I mean, yeah, they're happy, whatever, they're cute. But... they don't cause issues. Yeah, because oh man, I just remember that I had a crush on one of my coworkers there.
Who hasn't?
Christ. I don't get crushes on coworkers. I don't like mixing like business and pleasure. Like it doesn't work well.
I feel like sometimes it just happens because you're around the same person for so long.
So I think student safety was a little different because it's people you kind of have to form like slightly intimate relationships with because it's not extremely dangerous. Like where there is an element of like danger, like
so
you're kind of hunting
back.
for danger. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think when you're riding around late at night, having deep conversations, that's like a big boner pill for me. Like that's what I'm into. It's like men who open up, and who are like comfortable talking to me. And yeah, there's something that's like I'm like cheesing thinking about it, but like there were just a couple of conversations me and this individual had, and I was like, yeah, you can get it. This is it. This is all I needed. Because I already thought he was pretty handsome, like when we had met, but I didn't think anything of it. And then, like, there was one, like, the first time we got to work together, and we were in the same car, so he's just like driving me around, and I'm just like,
I think that's more. I feel like you'd more likely get crushes in that role, because, like, for me, like being in dining services, that's like the only job I had in college besides lab series and we're in the ticket office, like. Yeah, like sometimes when you're stationed with somebody else, you guys just start talking. But other times it's like, even if you like somebody, like, oh, you want to go to the party later? I was like, girl, you smell like chili. Get out of my face.
What? Why did you smell like chili? What's happening?
You're working from a chili, bro. Like if you're making it and you smell like the food. But I think it would make more sense that, to get crushes if you're just talking to somebody all day.
Yeah.
So you start to have those emotional attachments, whether friendships that evolve if you already like the person. Whereas they get to watch me argue with college kids.
That's fair. I mean, I truly don't think I've ever had. I know I didn't have any crushes at Moco. because there was a guy everyone thought was attractive, and I was like, this is a basic white bitch. Um, at the first escape room,
Bro, that's literally how all of when our friend group will talk, oh, wasn't this guy so attractive? And it's just some dude. I feel
I
like
mean,
we've had that reaction a lot when like the
yeah,
women in our friend group like fawn over somebody and it's just a regular ass guy.
at the first escape room, from my understanding, someone who worked there was attracted to me, and I was not into them in any way, shape, or form. Oh, wait. Yeah, because did I tell you that story about how he like invited me over and was like, "Oh no, I invited you here so I could kiss you," and I was like,
No?
"Okay, so yeah, it's the manager at that escape room at the time. He had invited me over to his house. We played Wipeout on the Wii. Uh,
How? I didn't know that game existed.
oh, it's
Bro, how are you saving this to the end of the episode?
bro,
We
we gotta
gotta get
get
through
drunk
it.
and play Wipeout on the Wii. Anyway,
Yo, we definitely do.
so
We
yeah,
get drunk and watch it.
he invited me over and was like, "Yeah, like I invited you over so we could kiss and make out," and I was like, "You are not my type." And I just started talking to my ex at the time as well. So I was like, "Listen, I'm in a relationship. Yeah, I can't do this. I don't. No. I ran out of that apartment as quickly as I could. Um, I didn't think anything of it. Like we were actually kind of friends, and I later worked with them at Mad Lab.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah. So I was not attracted to anyone at that escape room. And then anyone in the theater department, like, because I worked in a ticket office, but I think I was the only guy who worked there.
Yeah, I think I only worked with maybe a couple other guys, but they usually weren't my shift. They'd be like if I was leaving, they were coming in, or vice
Um,
versa.
or like working in the front office, that didn't really work. And then at the other escape room, like
No.
when I was base level, absolutely not. When I became a manager, I've never had another male manager until I moved to Indy,
Mm.
because I never had a male one in Columbus. And you knew who we work with, like as a room advisor. There's no way in
Yeah.
hell. There's
Yeah.
no way in hell.
I can't even think the amount of times I was like, I'm only here to talk with Chorsey, and anytime Chorsey is not on my shift, I am in living hell. I was so glad I worked there for a summer.
It was, I mean, it was a fine job, but there were certain people there was like, if you don't get the fuck out my face.
It was like, please shut up for the love of God. Do not talk to me. Do not talk to me. Do not talk to me.
Oh,
Bro, I remember somebody was singing in the control room, and it was so bad. And then she finished like, that song fits so well in my range. And I caught in my throat. I am so happy I suppressed this. I was like, does it? And I caught it.
Wait, I need to know who this is.
Taylor? Is that her name?
I know it.
Yeah.
I know it.
She was singing. It was like
it
was one of my first days, I think. It was her and the control room, like opposite sides.
Uh-huh.
Because I was
She's
just
probably on KGB.
Yeah, and I was working the one room I'd been trained at the time. And I was like, what the hell did I accept this job? What? I can't believe Trusty would fucking here. And when he's here, he's usually doing something else. I thought I was gonna be hanging out with them all summer. I'm here with this. Oh God, it was, man.
Were you there for the issue? No, I don't think you were there, because I think I was still a room advisor when this happened. So I had a group that was in like the $100 million room is what I'll say. Like, your prize is $100 million when you
Yeah.
get the artifact, right?
Yeah.
So they were working on that final puzzle,
Mm-hmm.
right? That final thing you have to do. And someone walked past my room singing the Jeopardy Think music. Or not singing it, sorry. They played it on their phone while they were at check-in. So my group got super upset because they didn't get out, and I didn't know that someone was playing the music. And then the group walked out and then accused me of playing the music in the room to make fun of them. So they got
Wow.
super pissy and left, and I was livid. I was so angry because I was like, why did y'all ruin it? Like, I don't even know who the fuck it was that was at check-in. But like, yeah, someone started playing that music and the group heard it and thought I did it. It was playing it on the
Oh my
TV.
God. Why would you play that at all in a room in a game around like puzzles? Because that has like some people might think it's a joke, but if you don't get out, it's gonna be like embarrassing. Wow. Sheesh.
Yeah. Good times. Don't miss
Good
it.
Lord. Don't miss it. I like doing escape rooms. Glad I don't work there anymore.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how I feel. Like yeah.
I feel like when you went back, it was good as a little like, oh, the memories. But I remember how stressed out you were when you were working there full time.
I don't think I want to run in it. Well, I would want to own one
Because you have the
and like,
creativity. Yeah.
yeah, it build puzzles and all that, but I don't want to be working. I want my nights. I want my weekends.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to serve other people. Feels very slavish.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
True though. And especially with the shitty jobs you've had. And I think what a lot of people don't understand about working escape room, it's fun when you're first learning the rooms, but then once you know all the rooms, you're just watching people be bad at puzzles for an hour.
I do the
Like
same stupid
it is
shit.
the same puzzle. You're watching group after, especially if you're stuck on one room all day, you're watching several different groups of people do the same puzzle over and over and over wrong, and you can't do anything, and you know that puzzle by the back of your hand. You can get in and out of that room in 10 seconds. You know everything. You know where to find everything. You know how people struggle. It is so exhausting.
Do
Like,
you know what a prime number is? Prime number. Prime number.
are you
Oh yeah,
asking
isn't
me?
four a
Yeah.
prime number? No.
No, honey,
Do
no.
you know what a prime
The
number
worst,
is?
oh my God, I hate it when like they'll get the definition and then do the wrong number. They're like, it's a number that's only divisible by one. You're like, correct. They're like, six. I'm like, I'm gonna beat your ass.
What is six divisible by? Six
And
and
two?
so what does that mean, Karen?
Yes. They're like, well, two is a prime number, so six should be a prime number. If you know two is a prime number, why didn't you include it when we're asking for prime numbers?
I
Oh
get
God.
it's like a heated moment they're in that scenario, so they get because like they get real flustered about simple shit. Like I
Oh,
truly have
simple
had
shit for
seen
sure.
again that last puzzle in that $100 million room when they're doing that
Mhm.
math, and it's like I need to, oh actually that was an employee, that wasn't a customer. I told you today that employee went to go do that puzzle and ended up with a 5-digit number.
Yo, how bad did you mess up to 5 digits?
I was like,
Because
there's
there's been times where I couldn't read one of the numbers. And so like I think it's like a one or a seven or like a four or a seven. I think it's a four or seven.
yeah.
But
No,
it never got to five.
he he ended up with a 5-digit like escape code, and I was like, I don't know. Like I looked at because I was training him, and I was just like, I mean, thank God you're pretty and you can sing, but like I don't know how to help you, buddy. Like I was so flabbergasted because and then he handed the board to me and was like, I'm not good at math. No, but you're pretty. You'll make it far in life, and that's really all that matters.
You have a great attitude, bud.
Oh my god. I
Oh,
miss that man.
holy
He
shit.
was not the brightest, but I miss that man. Yeah, dude.
I
So many
miss the
stories.
jobs we had that like, were a little lighter stakes. So you still had some safety nets versus like college, like right out of college versus now it's like, yo, you gotta survive for the rest of your life.
Yeah, yeah, that's very fair. Cause like college jobs, cause I didn't have any jobs in high school. So like Moco was my first one, and like college
Mhm.
jobs were very much like I just want a little bit extra spending money.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't really need this. I'm just doing it because I can.
Yeah.
Um, and then I mean the other aspect of it was like doing shows in Columbus, where it's like I need the exposure. Like I'm on the Oregon Trail. Like I just I just want shows. I want to be able to build up my resume and shit. But
Yeah.
like getting paid literally like
Pennies.
sometimes $5 an hour for the amount of
$2
work
an
you put in
hour.
for a production.
Yeah.
It's not sustainable.
Semi-professional theater. Emphasis on the semi.
I don't know. Now they all professional, it seems like at this point.
I guess, yeah,
Supposedly.
if the whole cast and crew is getting paid, that's professional theater, even if it's dimes.
You can't give people 3 Lay's potato chips, the baked versions, and be like, everyone got paid though.
Call
That's
your
not how
union
that
rep
works.
then. Call your union rep. I'm non-union. Exactly. Yeah,
Oh shit, I should pay my union dues.
I should pay my bills.
And that's how we're gonna wrap up this episode.
Thank you so much for listening, y'all. If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with a shitty retail or just job experience, please email us, message us, comment on our posts. We love hearing from you guys. We love the instant gratification when people text us, "Oh, your episode dropped," or then they find out an episode's about them. Like, I can't believe you said that, but you sent me laughing emojis afterwards. So be happy. We appreciate all our listeners. We love you. Go see our new site. Go subscribe to our Patreon. Subscribe to our newsletters. We can update you. You can't miss a single second of this show in Chorsy's beautiful voice and the paywalls that hide our faces.
Paywalls that hide our faces. I'm gonna tweet that. I'm gonna tweet that right now.
I just subscribed to our Patreon today. And y'all don't know when this was recorded, so this could have been very early or very late.
It's October 7th.
God damn it. Is it?
Is it not?
It is.
Okay.
Well, now they know when to record the episode. But yes. Any other notes, Chores?
No, I mean, so the email address has changed because I know the email we were getting out first season is not what we have anymore. So it's info@ki100pod.com. If you want to reach out, there's also like a contact form or a website. If you go to ki100pod.com, you can reach out to us. Again, that's ki100pod.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media. We do have a Facebook, a Twitter, and Instagram, and we got a TikTok, motherfucker.
Hey, yo.
You better follow us on the goddamn TikTok. That's where you're going to find some behind the scenes coverage, some funny little clips we have of previous episodes, maybe some sneak peeks at some upcoming episodes, as well as some special announcements you won't be able to find anywhere else. Don't forget to sign up for our newsletter on our website as well. That's going to go to KI100. Why do I sound like that?
It's a really good ad, though. I was like, damn, you have a script? You're killing it.
No, I am truly just like fake ass scrolling through Twitter.
Bro,
right
that's
now.
off the dome. That was nice. I liked it. Damn. Yeah. Listen to our website. And if you don't know what our website is, if you're listening to this podcast, it's in the description of whatever you're listening to. So how about you do some fucking looking on your own? Grow up. You're an adult. I hope you're an adult. If you're a kid, go to bed.
Why are you here?
Yeah, I don't know.
Go suck in your mama's titty.
Go to school. All the above. I really hope there's not a kid. I don't think it's kids. Should we start advertising to kids? I think we should. We can give life advice. I feel like we're the best two people to give life advice to children.
Me, maybe, not you.
What? Nah, I'm taking offense to that. But yes, thank you all so much. Keep it nasty. Keep 100. Cue music.
Is that our theme song?
I don't know our theme song.
Holy shit. Is that what our theme song sounds like now?
Export as a WAV.